Good morning. It's Friday, July 19th, and I want to shout out to Tamara, my oldest granddaughter. Happy birthday. So I'm reading in Paul as he was writing to the church of the Philippians, and he was in chains. He was already in chains as he's even writing to them. And he was telling them that it's okay because good things came out of that. He actually helped the palace guards further the gospel. So talk about a positive attitude while you're in chains. And I don't know what kind of conditions they were in, but it couldn't have been very good. I'm sure it wasn't even like a modern jail here today. But still, he was saying how much he would like to go with Christ. I'm sure he's suffering because he had been beaten quite a few times and went through a really lot of bad stuff, and he's probably suffering every minute of the day with bodily pains and stuff. But he was saying in Philippians chapter 1, verse 21, he says, "For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. But if I live on in the flesh, this will mean fruit from my labor. Yet what I shall choose I cannot tell, for I am hard pressed between the two, having a desire to depart and be with Christ, which is far better. Nevertheless, to remain in the flesh is more needful for you." And he says, "Being confident of this, I know that I shall remain and continue with you all for your progress and joy of faith." And so he's he's really, I don't know if you've ever known anyone that said, "I just wish I would die." They're in such terrible pain and terrible conditions, and life is hard. You find that a lot in nursing homes. People they just want to die. But our responsibility is to stay alive until God actually calls us. We don't get to make that call. And he is saying, as long as he has fruit, he can produce fruit from his labor. He has a purpose, and Paul had a very strong purpose. I mean, you know, his words affect us greatly and continue to bring people to Christ, which is amazing when you think about it, because he's been gone for a long time. But he had he was looking for fruit from his labor, which means he had a purpose and he was serving God until he was done. So now let me ask you, what's your fruit? What is your labor, and is it producing fruit for God? You know, it's we all have a purpose, every single one of us. And we can't compare our purpose to anybody else because ours is only unique to us. God created us for a reason and a purpose, and he wants us to serve him. And so, what is the thing that you do best? What is the thing that gives you joy and happiness and brings pleasure to others? Is it crafts? Is it singing? Is it music? Is it reading to children? Is it being a lifeguard? Is it, um, there's so many, many things that we could be doing and that we are better at than other people because God made us to have certain things we are better at. And so think about that. Think, am I actually producing fruit? Fruit comes from work. Fruit comes from hard work sometimes. Fruit grows on trees, but it's got to start from a little seed, and then it grows into a blossom, and then it starts to grow into whatever kind of fruit it is. So, are you at the seed place where you're just getting the ideas, or are you at the blossoming place where you're kind of starting to show, or are you actually producing the fruit now? I hope that makes sense to you. Just read Paul in the Philippians and see what you think. Have a great weekend and God bless you.